Welcome to the Joyful Movement Podcast, where we redefine exercise as an act of self care and move for our mental health. Here, we break free from diet culture and the obsession with skinniness, shifting the focus to longevity, vitality, and feeling amazing in our body. Movement should be joyful, accessible, and empowering for everyone, no matter your size, shape, age, or fitness level. So let's make exercise something you want to do for your sanity and not your vanity. Ready to move with joy? Let's dive in. And now, here's your host, Snigdha.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in so far. Today we are talking about something that I think is incredibly powerful: how moving your body every single day creates a deep sense of achievement. And it's one that goes beyond fitness goals. Now, I know a lot of people think of achievement in this big, grand way. As a society, we are encouraged to show our achievements or our highlights to the world and hide our low moments. I mean, that's what Instagram does, right? That's what LinkedIn does. Social media only shows the highlights and the good things of our lives, like an engagement or a wedding. Or on LinkedIn, we are praising folks that get promoted or get a new job. These big and grand achievements in movement can be like winning a race or completing a marathon, hitting a new PR in the gym, or finally fitting into those old jeans. And while those things can be a form of achievement, what I really want to talk about today is something deeper, something more sustainable. The quiet, unshakable sense of commitment and accomplishment that comes from simply showing up for yourself every single day. Why is this important? Because movement builds self-trust and self-respect. Your relationship with yourself is built on trust and respect. Think about a friendship. If you had a friend who constantly said, "I'm going to be there," but always flaked out, how much would you trust them? Probably not a lot. Well, we do the same thing to ourselves. We set big intentions. I'm going to work out 5 times a week. Or I'm finally going to commit to my fitness. Or I'm going to start waking up early to hit the gym. But then life happens. We get busy, we get tired, we lose motivation. Or we let those excuses or self-sabotage get in the way. And slowly, without realizing it, we start breaking those promises to ourselves. And every time we do that, we chip away at our self-trust. But daily movement, no matter how small, helps repair that trust. Even if it's just stretching for 10 minutes, taking the stairs, or a quick walk, or doing a few squats in your living room, you're reinforcing a message: I show up for myself, I keep my word, I am someone that follows through. And that feeling, it bleeds into every task in your day ahead. Suddenly, you're more reliable in other areas of your life because you've built the habit of keeping promises to yourself. I'll tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was in a rut. I was overwhelmed, unmotivated, and honestly, I wasn't doing much for my physical health. I found myself constantly scrolling on Instagram, and one day I found this account that said, instead of reaching for the bag of chips because you're feeling sad, overwhelmed, unmotivated, why don't you play one of your favorite songs and dance to it in your living room? So I made myself a deal. Every day, I would play a song that I loved on Spotify and dance in my living room. It was literally just 5 minutes of dancing. At first, it didn't feel like much, but then something happened. I started feeling better. I started feeling less overwhelmed and less unmotivated. That tiny daily act of movement became something I looked forward to, and it uplifted my mood. It gave me a sense of control in my day. It reminded me, hey, you can follow through and you can add some joy in your life. You don't have to always reach for the cookies. You can find other ways to lighten up the mood. And over time, that one small habit led to bigger changes. And these small wins can compound into bigger results. I think a lot of people struggle with fitness because they think, I can't do a full workout. What's the point? And here's the thing. Big achievements are just small, consistent wins stacked over time. I love the concept of the 1% rule. If you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. So if you apply that to movement, you can achieve so much in a year. A 5-minute stretch today, a short walk tomorrow, a few push-ups the next day, and you're doing so much more than the average person, because most people just sit all day or lead a sedentary life. It might feel insignificant at first, but over time, these small actions create a massive shift. And when you think about it, most of us are sitting around all day. We sit in the car to get to work. Then we sit all day at work. Then sit back in the car at the end of the day, only to sit at the dinner table and then sit on the sofa to watch TV. Daily movement is a win you can control. There is so much that is outside of our control. We can't control how other people act. We can't control unexpected setbacks. We can't control a lot of the chaos that comes our way. But movement, that's something you can control. No matter what's happening in your life and in your day, you can move your body. And that simple act of control can be grounding. And once you've finished your movement, whether that be a walk, a dance class, doing some weightlifting, or just following a YouTube video in your house, there's a sense of achievement that out of all the things you did today, you did something for yourself today. You did something that gave you joy today. It's a reminder that you are capable, that no matter what life throws at you, you can still show up for yourself. It's also a reminder that even though things aren't going your way, you can still achieve something or get that feeling of achievement. And that's something worth celebrating. The more often you commit to moving your body every day, the more often you'll create a sense of achievement toward yourself and your commitment. So, if you take nothing else from today's episode, remember this. Movement isn't just about fitness. It's about self-respect and self-trust. Daily movement is a small act that leads to massive change. Your achievements don't have to be big to be powerful. You can celebrate the wins that no one else sees. And you can create a sense of achievement through movement. Every time you move, you're proving to yourself that you are someone who follows through, that you are worth the effort, and that is a win. So, today, do something, even if it's tiny, even if no one else sees it, because you'll feel a sense of achievement after doing it. And that feeling will carry in all the areas for the rest of your day. Because every time you move, you're building the kind of quiet, steady achievement that lasts for a really long time. All right, my friends, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone that needs a little motivation today. And as always, keep moving, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Just because we are out here talking about movement, that does not mean we need to sacrifice delicious food. That's why I'm excited to feature The Spice Age, a Canadian spice company that makes incredible dip mixes and salad dressings. And the best part, it's so easy to make. My absolute favorite is the Cheeky Tzatziki dip. All it takes is a little yogurt. I personally love Greek yogurt, but you can use whatever kind of yogurt you like. Mix in the seasoning, and boom, instant, flavorful dip for your veggies. I even drizzle it on my wraps because it's just that good. If you are looking to spice up your meals effortlessly, check them out. You won't regret it.
Thanks for listening. Please rate and review the podcast, as we'd love to hear your feedback. If you love what you're hearing and want to take the next step further, please visit www.joyfulmovement.ca.